In a previous video, I've talked about the importance of language, and in my therapy framework, I have the acronym LEI, as in Hawaiian necklace LEI, which stands for L, language, E, experience, I, imagination. In my therapy world, when clients come to me, those are the three major aspects of the self that we're trying to transform. It's not enough to transform just your experience. It's not enough the imagination, although imagination is great and can actually touch on the other parts. But language is also one important component. So I'm going to link that general video so you could see the, what I'm talking about. But I'm going to focus today on language, why that is so important. And we're constantly talking, and our parents, when we were babies, would talk to us, and the dialogue that we have heard as children often become the dialogue that we use to talk to ourselves. Now, it's great if you have the best set of parents. Not all of us have the best set of parents. Most of them did the best that they can. But these conversations, the way you're talking to yourself now, is the most important conversation that you have. It's not the conversation that you have with your partner or your friend. It's the conversation that you have within yourself. And so that's why language is so important. Just a few things about maybe tips that you can use. If you say, I can't ever do this, or I'm always this, imagine how that affects the action. If you're always telling a child, oh, you're always spilling the milk, watch them spill the milk the next moment. And it's important to anchor our words into what we aspire. And this is not just being positive, because there is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you just observe yourself, and if you say, I'm so nervous, like if you're about to present, it's likely that you're going to get more nervous. You can use language that not tricking yourself, but just being more accurate. I want to put it as being more accurate. Instead of being nervous, I'm excited, because the physiological expression of nervousness, sweating, maybe your heart is palpitating, is really the same as when you're excited. So you can choose the language that would suit your situation better. What benefits you the most, right? Another one, if you say, I really can't do math, for instance. You can anchor that with the word yet. Yet is a magical word, because it's like, I can't do math yet. So you're telling yourself you are in the process, not there yet, but getting there. So use the magic word yet. So if you ever catch yourself, use the word yet. Also, if you are anchoring on words such as again, always, those words are anchored in the past. I always give this example to my clients. If your child spilled milk, you say, oh, you spilled the milk, because that's accurate. That's what's happening in the moment. If the next day they spilled milk again, you say, oh, you spilled milk. On the third day, they do that again. It's like, oh, why do you keep spilling milk? You always do this. When you use the word keep, always, that is anchored in the past. So stay in the present, my friends, like what's just happening in the moment. So sometimes we need the period. So instead of using other words like always, oh, you spilled the milk, period. Imagine talking to yourself in that way, because it's almost like you're expecting yourself to spill the milk. If you always do that. So that's the power of language. Another one that I'm looking at my notes here, is simply to talk to yourself as if the job that you want to accomplish is done. You know, I used to want to work in a certain organization when I first immigrated, and in my imagination, I'm already in that position. So I'm practicing, I'm visualizing, and that's the power of language. And of course, you could practice that in your own space if you have a coach, a therapist, but language is so powerful. In the morning, when you wake up, sometimes I also teach clients, I call it the smile connection. Try it. If you wake up and you're like already your body slumped down, you're like thinking. And by the way, language is not just spoken, it's the language you tell yourself inside. You're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a horrible day. Watch it become more horrible because that's what you're expecting. But I teach my clients to do the smile connection. The first thing you do when you wake up is sit down, take a minute, and just smile. And smile not just with your lips, but with your eyes. So you're smiling and you feel that. Sometimes you need to practice this in front of the mirror to see that your eyes are, making sure your eyes are actually smiling. And then you could tell yourself, again, using the power of language, that today might not be perfect, but I will enjoy it anyway. Okay? Do that for just a week. And notice how you might feel much better than when you don't do it or when you expect horrible things. The conversation that you have with yourself is the most important conversation that you will ever have, my friends. So, wishing you well. Speak kindly and give yourself grace. This is Roanne Samuels. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye now.